Hey guys, how you doing? Rosie here, nutritionist and Thermomix consultant. I just want to show you how I make my cashew milk using the Thermomix. I particularly love this recipe because you don't need a nut bag, there's no straining, and you can make up as much as you need at a time. So we're using the almond milk powder recipe from Cookie Dough. So I'm just going to hit start cooking. We need the measuring cup out for this step, and then you're just going to place a frying pan on top. So we are roasting the cashews ourselves because the ones off the shelf, generally speaking, will be roasted in vegetable oil, which is chemically produced and not great for our bodies. So just click next. It calls for 250 grams of almonds. So we are going with cashews. We're going to do 250 grams. Measure those in. A couple of extra won't hurt. And then we are going to roast them in the frying pan. Okay, so we've got the frying pan at a medium to high heat, and we just need to stir them relatively frequently to make sure they don't burn on the bottom there. So 6 to 8 minutes is around about how long that one will take. Okay, so these are nicely toasted here. They smell delicious, and we're just going to leave them for 15 minutes to cool down before we start making the powder. Okay, so we've got our cashews here that are all cooled down and toasted and ready to go into cashew milk. So our next step is to put the cooled nuts into the Thermomix. And just hit next on your Thermomix. We're going to whiz those up now. Okay, so that is all nicely milled up there in the Thermi, and then we need 2 tablespoons of tapioca flour or arrowroot flour. So we're just going to pop those in. And this just makes it into more of a powder for you. Hit next, we want 2 pinches of sea salt. So I'm using the Celtic sea salt, which is basically untouched salt, so unprocessed. Put that in. And then 2 teaspoons of raw sugar, optional, so we're going to leave that out because we want it sugar-free. And then we're going to whiz that up again too, so pop your lid back on. Okay, now that is all whizzed up there, so you can see it's a bit of a paste, a bit of a powder, and we're just going to store this in an airtight container in the fridge. So what I normally do is put it in a jar, which we've got here, so we'll just put our paste into the jar, and I start by making my first batch with the remnants of what's sitting on the bottom. Okay, so everything is packed in here to our jar, so that's going to go in the fridge, and then you just take the powder or the paste out as required to make your cashew milk. I've just left a little bit in the bottom here to do the first batch, so we'll put that back into the Thermomix. Click next. It says sterilise a 1 litre glass bottle with lid. I've got this glass bottle here ready to go, and then 500 grams of cold water. So I've got my cold water here straight out of the filter. Pop that into your Thermomix. There we go, 487 grams, not bad. Next step, it says to add the almond milk powder, but obviously here we are not adding any powder because we already had the remnants left in there. And then you pop the lid on, click next, we're going to whiz that up for 2 minutes. Okay, and our first batch of cashew milk is ready. Look at that. So I'm just going to fill up my glass bottle and pop that into the fridge.